Hi YouTube, it's Erin, and welcome to my haul. Oh, this is really heavy. Okay. I let those entire stack of books fall on top of me. It's fine. It's okay. Alrighty, so as you can tell by the title, this is going to be an October haul. Basically, all the books that I bought in October. And I realize that it's the middle of November, but whatever, better late than never. I also have a mini library haul, so basically just books that I got from the library in November and have actually read half of them, so I'll probably give mini reviews, but for the most part this is going to be books that I haven't read and just bought because I have no self-control over saying no to myself. So the first book I'm actually going to start out with is a book that isn't a real book in a sense that there's no story. So it was actually my birthday month in October, and my mom bought me this book. And this is literally just a book about furniture makeover, so furniture repairs and refinishes and redressings. And I got really into that idea of redoing furniture for a little bit. So my mom bought me this, and it looks super, actually, like super helpful, and there's a lot of pictures, so I don't know, maybe I'll post a video. I'll definitely post pictures when I finally get around to redoing the desk that I own. But yeah, so first things first, not a real novel in the sense that it doesn't have a story, but it has a pretty cover. Look at it. The second book that I got is Dracula by Bram Stoker. And honestly, the only reason I got this is because it was Halloween when I was in the store. I have absolutely no idea when I'm going to read this. I just bought it because I liked the cover, and everyone was posting it on Instagram because it was Halloween when I bought it. And we'll see when I get around to it. I have a hard time reading these mass production books because the style of it and like holding it and the typing is really weird. But I don't know. We'll see. I bought it. That's a thing I own now. The second book that I bought is kind of also the same shape and typing, but it is The Good Omens by Neil Gaiman and Terry Pratchett. I have not heard anyone talk about this, to be honest, because I've been living under a rock. So I don't really know what this is about. So this is about things. This is about the world ending because of a prophecy, and there's basically a demon and an angel who live amongst Earth, and they have to stop the apocalypse from happening. And that's some shit I'm into. Alrighty. The next book that I got is The Grown Up by Gillian Flynn. Basically, from my understanding, this plot is it's a fake psychic who then goes on a case, on a job, to find out that ghosts are actually real. And that's all I need to hear to read something. Also, it's super tiny and by Gillian Flynn, and look at this cover. I'm so excited. I'm excited to read this, but I don't know when I'm gonna read it because it's so tiny and I wanna savor it when I read it. So I don't know, but I got that. I bought it. It's mine now. The next one, ooh, okay, so these ones I'm gonna introduce as a set because they pretty much are. I got Pride and Prejudice and Zombies. I got Dawn of the Dreadfuls, and then Sense and Sensibility and Sea Monsters. So I've already read Pride and Prejudice and Zombies because honestly, Pride and Prejudice is one of my favorite stories. I love me some Darcy. And this one had the inclusion of zombies, which is also a go-to to get me to read something. And I finished this, honestly, within a couple days, and it was just goofy and kind of dumb and kind of just what I wanted to read. So this one was actually pretty good. Haven't read these two, but I bought them because I wanted the set, honestly. I'm probably going to read Sense and Sensibility before I even read this one because I haven't read that yet, I know, but I want to. And there we go. And then this one, Dawn of the Dreadfuls, is just a prequel to the Pride and Prejudice and Zombies, so I have no idea what that one's about, but I'm going to read it. Okay, I probably should have introduced this when I introduced another book, but I have another Neil Gaiman book, which is The Graveyard Book, which is, I'm pretty sure, a middle grade book? Yeah, I'm pretty sure this is middle grade. but I'm excited to read it. I've heard really good things, and it has a nice little sticker saying it won something. I don't know what it won. I don't feel like reading it. Moving on. Ooh, okay. So this book I know nothing about, and I've never heard anyone talk about it. So this is The Black Hope Enigma by Teresa Flavin. I love this cover. That's why I got it, because of the cover. It's, again, a middle grade book, but I'm gonna go ahead and read the plot for you because I don't know what this book's about. For centuries, Black Hope Tower has remained an enigma. Rumors around the skeletons have been known to mysteriously appear in the middle of the labyrinth found in the most famous of its rooms, the Mariner's Chamber. When 14-year-old Sunny Forrest visits the tower and watches as her stepbrother, Dean, disappears seemingly into the painting itself, she goes in search of him and finds herself drawn into the heart of Black Hope Enigma. This action-packed debut of Teresa Flavin follows Dean, Sunny, and her friend Blaze on a journey to the center of an age-old mystery. Basically, they're entering a painting and going in a painting world, and that's fun. Also, the names, Dean, Sunny, and Blaze. Honestly, the name Blaze reminds me of Dodgeball. This is Laser. Blazer. I'm gonna cut that out. Alright, the next book I bought is The Walls Around Us by Nova Ren Suma. Basically, from my understanding, this is about girls who are in a delinquent center, and one of them goes missing, and then eventually she's found dead, I believe. Yes, so this is another ghost story about teenage girls in a delinquent center, and that's kind of what got me, is the delinquent center. I haven't heard anyone talk about this one either, but that doesn't mean anything, because I've been living in a little bubble. Okay. This one I have heard people talk about. The Gentleman's Guide to Vice and Virtue by Mackenzie Lee. One, again, I've heard good things about it. I've heard that it has good diversity, it has queer representation, and I'm excited to read this. It's a nice big book, and so yeah. It's also pretty. I love this cover. Okay, this book. I bought Renegades by Marissa Myers because I haven't read it yet, unlike everyone else in the world. So I bought it because I love Marissa Meyer. I haven't finished the Lunar Chronicles, but what I have read, I really, really like it. I have yet to be disappointed by her writing. And this one is a sci-fi one about superheroes. That's right up, that's what I want to read. Alright, so now we're going into my adult books that I bought. I didn't buy nearly as many of these ones, but I did buy Behind Her Eyes by Sarah Pinborough? Yeah, Behind Her Eyes by Sarah Pinborough. I bought this because I heard the ending was amazing, and it was only $4. Okay, so this book is about two women and a man. They're basically in a love triangle. So one woman meets a man at a bar, and then goes into work and finds that he's her new boss, and he's married. And it's basically just about that little love triangle that they have going on, and I feel like from the beginning the pretense is pretty what you would expect from a thriller, but everyone tells me the ending is a nice twist that makes the book. I'm excited to see what that one is. Alright, and the last book that I bought in this haul was by Ruth Ware, and it's The Death of Mrs. Westaway. I have read Ruth Ware before, and I was kind of iffy about that particular book. I'm forgetting the title, so I'm not going to say which one it was, because I don't remember. But I've read that book and had mixed feelings about it, but I've heard good things about this book, and I really like the cover. I think that's very ominous, and I'm excited to read this one. I don't know what this one's about. I think it's a death of a particularly married woman. Oh, wait. Okay. What? Okay, so I did not know what this book was, honestly. I kind of just bought it on impulse. So there's this woman, and she gets a letter saying that her grandmother died and that she's up for the inheritance, but she's not related to the woman. Like, it was some kind of mistake, but she goes to this grieving family under the impression that she's going to get this inheritance. Like, she's basically going to lie to get the inheritance, and then finds out that the family is way weirder and creepier than she thought, and now I want to read this right now? What? Okay, that's fun. Alright, so that was everything I bought in the month of October. Now I'm going to get into the books that I got from the library in the month of November. And the first one that I got is The Near Witch by Victoria Schwab. So when I got this, I've never read anything by Victoria Schwab. I know her name, I know everyone loves her, I haven't read anything from her yet. Went to the library, couldn't find anything else except The Dark Duet, which is the sequel to Our Savage Song, so I couldn't read that yet because I didn't read the first one. I found The Near Witch, which I have not heard anything about. So I got it and I read it. And then I read something in here, correct me if I'm wrong, but this is her debut novel? And I can't tell if this is just the debut novel of like young adult or if it's like her debut novel. But either way, I got this and I actually already read it. I finished it like 2 days ago and I didn't hate it, but I didn't love it either. Let me read this little insert. Which is only an old story told to frighten children. If the wind calls at night, you must not listen. The wind is lonely and always looking for company. There are no strangers in the town of Near. These are the truths that Lexi has heard all of her life. And then one day, a stranger, a boy who seems to fade like smoke, appears outside her home on the moor at night. She knows that at least one of these sayings is no longer true. The next night, the children of Near start disappearing from their beds, and the mysterious boy falls under suspicion. So basically, this is about a teenage girl who is not like all the other girls in her village, who finds this mysterious boy outside her window, and then the next day, the children of the village start disappearing. So she goes on, and it says in the cover that this is a love story, so this is not a spoiler. She and him. So eventually, she and him go on to fall in love, and they have to uncover who is stealing the children before it's too late. And I didn't hate it, and I didn't love it. It was pretty good. The writing was alright, but there were things in the writing that bothered me, which I think as a debut novel, she probably corrected later on her other novels. I'm hoping, since I haven't read other things. But yeah, this is one of the books that I read and I got from the library. Okay, so this is the book that I went to the library looking for. And it's Reign of the Fallen. Who is this by? Sarah Glenn Marsh. So I read the synopsis about a necromancer who works for the royal court. And basically she is responsible for bringing back the royals who have died. But the thing is, if you've died, you have to be covered by this shroud. If anyone was to see your body, you would immediately become a shade, which is this destructive, violent creature. So like a zombie. And that's all I really wanted to read this in October and in November. I love zombie books, so this is all I wanted to read. And I read this within 2-3 days, and I kind of hated the writing. I really liked the story, which is why I didn't DNF it, but oh my god, the writing in this book is so rough. I'm not going to go into detail about why the writing is rough, because I'm going to make another video talking about my reviews of these books, but I got this book and I read it and I was severely disappointed by it. Not this one. Okay, so now we're going to get into the books that I have not finished. I started both of them, but I haven't finished them. The first one is Doll Bones by Holly Black. So this is another middle grade book, and this is basically about 3 friends who like to play out adventures, make believe basically. And one of them is told that he cannot do that anymore. So the 2 girls go on and they claim that this mysterious doll that they base their adventures around is actually haunted and terrorizing her family. So they go on one last adventure to basically get rid of the curse of this doll. And I'm maybe 2 chapters into it, but it's really cute so far and I like the writing, so I'm hopeful to see where this one ends. Okay, now the next one. The next one has a little bit of a story. But it's The Sawkill Girls by Claire Legrand. Now, I really wanted to buy this book because I've only heard good things and I have such high hopes for it. And I saw it in the library and I just got really excited. So I picked it up and in the library I read the first chapter. And I hated it. I don't know why. I just couldn't get it. I couldn't get into it. But I decided to stick with it. So actually, backtracking on that story. I hated the first chapter. And I no longer wanted to buy the book. So I rented it from the library. I'm about, let's see. Oh, it doesn't tell you. I'm on page 70 right now. And I like it so much more. And now I want to own it. And so now I'm kind of hesitant to finish it. Because I'd rather buy my own version and then read the version that I buy. Rather than read this version and then give it back to the library. And then I can no longer own it. So I actually don't know if I'm going to finish this one by the time it's due back. But I really like it now that I'm 70 pages in. I don't know why I didn't like the first chapter. It might have just been the setting that I was in when I was reading it and the mood that I was in. But oh my god, this is so good so far. Also, I love the cover. It's so pretty and it's just like a nice book to hold because it's all, I really like this book. Okay. That's it, guys. That's all I have to say for this week. Those are all the books that I impulsively bought in October, and then those books that I got from the library. So, like I said, I'm going to have a more in-depth review on the library books and the other books that I read in the month of November. But I don't know when. It may be next week, but with Thanksgiving coming up soon, I'm going to be working, so I don't know if I'm going to get a video uploaded. But I will have a video talking about all the books that I read in November coming up soon. Alright, have a good day. Like, subscribe, and comment, and then I'll see you next week. Alright, bye!